Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. What happened? It's 39 outside. It was kind of a burrish moment. Most of yesterday, I think most of us felt that cold wind whipping across parking lots. I had to go back and dig around in the back seat and find that Carhartt and break it out one more time. It was nippy, wasn't it? I'm hoping all this will fade away before long and we'll get back to warmer weather. But cool right now. 39 as we'll get to 70. A little warmer today. We'll get into the forecast coming up here in just a few moments. We're ready. It's a big week as we get ready for lots of things this coming weekend. We'll be at Loose Caboose. Sip and Savor is on the way. And also, we're going to have Friday night, full moon on 5th in Meridian. So it's action-packed. You'll be tired come Sunday afternoon because there's so much to do. Enjoy yourself. Car shows and a lot of things to go see. All happening this week. We'll get everything started here in a moment and find out what's happening across America. What are those headlines? We'll let you know. Let's go to Collinsville now. Let's get our good message of the day.
You know, we have it pretty good here. So sometimes it makes it hard to be thankful. We can look ahead and want the next thing on the horizon. You know, think about a kid at Christmas. They get a new toy, and for a day or so, a week if it's really cool, the toy captivates them. They love it, and there's really no other toy that they would rather play with, really even on their minds. But then after a little time, it loses its luster, and it's on to the next best thing. The truth is, we aren't so different, are we? We begin to think that God owes us our best life ever. Or when bad circumstances befall us, we question if God loves us or if He even cares. The issue with this kind of thinking is that it starts with man at the center of the universe, and everything revolves around us. But truthfully, it's backwards. God is the center of the universe, and He is the one worthy of worship. You know, that's why 1 Thessalonians 5:18 tells us this: give thanks in everything, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Notice what it says. We aren't just to give thanks, but rather to give thanks in everything. That's the good, the bad, and the mundane. You know, where are you at in your life? Would you characterize it as good, bad, or just in the middle? Ultimately, if we know Jesus Christ as Savior, we can always give thanks. You know, praise God, He hasn't left us alone, and He walks with us every step of the way. So I want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through, find a way to give thanks today. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Collinsville First Baptist, as always, they'll have church services coming up Wednesday afternoon. Good time to get together. Good morning, everyone. Becky joins us. Charlotte is up. Miss Patricia is there. Miss Diane. Many of you up in Adam. Are you like me and have a hard time finding a comedian that well, maybe fits your lifestyle? Is that the word I'm looking for? Comedians have gone down such a turn to where I can't identify with them anymore. Yeah, I'm a part of the Clower generation, I guess you could say, and more of a clean-cut type. But nowadays, well, they're not. Russell Brand is what I'm trying to get to. Anybody familiar with him? I know his face, and I can't tell you that I have ever heard any of his stand-up comedy stuff. Now, he's been accused in London, are y'all with me on this, of rape. Innocent until proven guilty. But, you know, often we'll talk about role models. He did an interview with TMZ. This is his statement. Now, a lot of times people, before I say what he said, will crave stardom because, well, like Elvis, the girls were crazy about him. He went a step further, and again, this is Russell Brand, his statement of why he wanted to be famous. Sex is why I craved fame. Not exactly the thing to say if you're accused of rape, is it? Somewhere along the way, we really don't have role models. We're losing them. We just don't have it, and you wonder why society is the way it is. It's gone left for so long, we need to go right. Kind of take the wheel back and get it straight in the middle of the road. I'm not going to show this, but you can look it up. California, there was a robbery. 80-year-old guy runs his store. Guy walks in with an AR-15. He took immediate action before the bad guy could. Bad guy was struck in the arm and left the store screaming, more or less like a little girl. Store owner won that one. It was quite humorous the way it played out there. The bad guy thinking he was going to get him. Neil Young, do y'all remember him? What was the song that I remember that? Someone help me here. Sweet Home Alabama. Am I not? Neil Young.
Oh, is it?
Y'all remember him talking about that? Sweet Home Alabama. He's going to be teaming up with Joan Boaz, who's going to be teaming up with Bernie Sanders, who is with AOC for a rally. I hope Neil Young will remember, a Southern man don't need him around. Famous lines from a big song there in the South, wasn't it? Let's see what else is happening this morning. I don't have the answer for this. I think most of Americans, I don't care who you are a little worried about what's going on with the tariffs. It's playing out before our eyes, and we don't know one thing from the other, do we? I don't. Another billionaire turning his back on Trump, saying he needs to get it straight. He's saying that because he's losing money. One of the big things, companies being hit hard with this, and I've got the statistics here in a minute, is going to be Apple. Most of the phones with Apple are made in another country and then shipped back to the U.S., probably made in China, if I'm not mistaken. That's why things are going up, and they're claiming that these phones will go up $350 extra. If you build it here, we wouldn't have to do that, would we? Just some thoughts there. Tiger Woods to create a 9-hole golf course in Augusta, Georgia. I'm not a golfer, but it sounds like a good place to put one. Good luck with all of that. Let's see here. Odie, let me ask this. Have you ever accidentally sent the wrong text message to somebody, like you're going to show a picture and you tap the wrong person and off it goes?
Not a picture.
Odie said, not a picture. Odie wasn't walking into this when he could see my screen of where I was going with this off to my right. We go to North Dakota, a little town called Minot. He is discussing a case where the police officer done something wrong with the county attorney. And he is, again, this is a city phone. It is not his personal phone that he's texting the county attorney on. After they hang up the phone, he sends a video to the county attorney, who happens to be a female.
Oof.
You want to take a guess what the video was?
Oof.
It was kind of like Naked Man on North Hill Street. He has had to resign. It didn't work out quite so well. Number one, why was there nudity on a city phone? He couldn't explain that part and claimed he was trying to send it to his girlfriend. I seen him with clothes on. I don't want to see anything else. I'm just going to be honest about it. Think before you hit send is what we're getting at right here.
Freeze about using government phones.
Watch them government phones. They can track it. We go to New York City. Grand Central Station there at the terminal. It was taken over yesterday by protesters, Palestinian protesters. You cannot let other people shut operations down. It should be handled immediately. My thoughts on that. Let's see what else we've got this morning that's going around. Hawaii. I've never been. I guess really the closest two things I've ever been to Hawaii, and I know a lot of you have been. I haven't. Would be Hawaii 5-0 and then Magnum PI. That's as close as I went. A little dog to bounty hunter every now and then. I got to see the islands. We have a Hawaii man that's been arrested. And what did he do? He trapped an elderly lady in her car, held her there, and was making her withdraw money out of her banking account. I mean, there's a couple of days I think he kept her in the car. Kind of mean. He's in the jailhouse now, as Jimmy Rogers once said. New York City taking a stand. They had a man that had attacked 4 young girls. He come after the police with a, I believe it was a knife. Yeah. He's been taken care of. He was stopped at the moment. New York City police took him down. 4 young girls. Thank goodness they weren't. Soccer coaches. I know that we live in an era, and we've seen this increasingly, and it had been going on, we just didn't know about it, to where a lot of times pastors abuse children who were, then we would begin to see the Boy Scouts, those people, these cases come out, these leaders. And this also falls under this category as we look at that this morning. This is going to be in California, to where a soccer coach, 13-year-old boy, left going to see him 2 to 3 days ago. He never returned home. The soccer coach has been arrested for his murder. My, oh my. We go to North Carolina for this next one, and this is safety. I want to say you and I think Odie and I were at a safety hunters course not long ago for some kids. One of the big things is when you hunt, you're always taught, know what you're aiming at. Never squeeze if you don't know what's in front of you. 80-year-old man has been arrested for murder. Second-degree murder is what they're putting it at. Bushes were moving. You thought it was a turkey. He squeezed. He killed a 65-year-old while hunting. He's devastated. He didn't mean to, but he saw the bushes move and squeezed the trigger. Horrible, horrible, horrible there. Who remembers? I don't believe in playing God. Let me say it that way. God had his way of doing things. Nature develops, and we shouldn't mess with that, in my opinion. Do y'all remember years ago that dolly thing, the sheep? They're doing this again to where scientists, and I wish we wouldn't do this, to where they're tampering with wolves. It was a wolf that was extinct, a white wolf. They've been tampering with DNA and are genetically creating a new wolf. I'm against all of that. I understand science is good in some things, but I almost feel that it's left alone. They even rumored that they're tampering in some facility to create a woolly mammoth. Again, that's talk. I don't know if that's really happening, but I don't know. It bothers me on things like that. I do believe that God had his purpose, and don't mess with it. My 2 thoughts on that. Did y'all know one of the drummer for Blondie has passed away? That was the song "Call Me," wasn't it? Isn't that what?
Yeah,
Call Me. Yeah, the drummer for them has passed away. His name is Clem Burke, C-L-E-M. He's passed away. We pass condolences to that family there. Headlines there. They're still picking. I went back and watched this, the Saturday Night Live, where Morgan Wallen. And again, Morgan Wallen has become somebody that is big in the country music scene. He's not exactly my form of country music, but he's making money. I'm proud for him. He was a guest on Saturday Night Live, and I went back and watched this. At the end of the show, when the credits are going across your TV and everybody's standing around smiling and shaking hands, he walks off the stage to leave. It was no big deal. He just stepped down probably 2 seconds before the camera went off. They made a big deal out of this, and they continue poking fun at him and saying it's walking off faster than Morgan Wallen, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. And then he made the post, what was it? Glad to be back in God's country on the airplane. But they're picking on him pretty hard on that. You wouldn't think an official would take a bribe, do you?
No.
Odie says no, there's no way. Now, it happens in our nation's capital. It happens in every 50 states. It probably happens in this county as well as many counties around us. But we got 2 people that have been caught. You know, those people when you're coming into the United States, those border agents, whoops. We have 2 that have been caught, and they're inspectors taking bribes, turning their head, letting people in. With this administration, that will not be tolerated. They will probably be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Thought you might want to know that one. Let's see what else we've got here. You ever had an emotional pet? And I know the most common pet is a puppy dog for stress. You know, a lot of times a puppy dog will keep you calm there and get your anxiety down. They've arrested a Nevada man. This is kind of obscure. He had 7 emotional pet tigers. Never have a pet that can eat you. I'm just putting it out there. That's not good.
I want one.
Yeah, I don't want one. Go visit him at the zoo if you want to see him, or on TV. It's safer. Here is something special. We look upon this story today. It took 80-plus years. I want to say it was 84 years. We have someone that has finally been identified at Pearl Harbor that lost their life. Their remains have been shipped home. He was 20 years old when it happened. His remains have been shipped home back to North Carolina this week. They've had a burial. His sister was still alive. She was 87. touching it is after that many years for somebody to be identified who gave their life for the ultimate sacrifice and battle for the U.S. of A. That's touching there. They're picking on New Jersey. We have a problem, and I don't have the answer nationwide. We have it here in Meridian. We have it in Newton. We have it in DeKalb. Any city that you're in, we have a problem with homeless, and we know that. New Jersey, look at California, what's happened to it. Feces lying on the streets. They live in tents. You have to step over them trying to get to a business, and nobody goes to those businesses anymore. But they're picking on a town. They're calling it upscale New Jersey, to where they're going to start fining and arresting people for laying in the middle of the street, up to a $2,000 fine. Now, of course, we know they couldn't pay it. That's why they added in there you'll have to do community service for the county, picking up trash or doing something else if you're arrested for this. It's a start. I don't know that it's the answer, but it is a start to try to stop all of this.
Like cleaning up the homeless side.
Cleaning up the homeless, boy, here. Woof. Now, does that give them a job? No. I know there's going to be people that are watching that goes, wait a minute, you didn't solve a problem, you just put them in jail. But you got to start somewhere. Gives them a meaning, shows them they should work, maybe some job programs. If we start getting jobs back in America, imagine what that could do. A little training, put them back into a job. That's just thoughts. I don't know the answer to that. But we have a problem. When people sit outside stores that you own, that you frequent, you're scared for your life. They'll take what they want. You know that. Not everyone. Don't take me wrong on that. Not every homeless person is someone that's going to hurt you. But we have a lot of homeless to where the bad people hide within those camps. It's true. It's out there. We'll tell you about a case yesterday where code enforcement, MPD, showed up locally. There was some thievery going on. We got details on that coming up at the top of the hour. I'll tell you all about it. Just off of the main drag. We'll be back. We got weather coming up next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Don't rush, y'all. Stay with us, won't you?
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs and lows, who remembers 46? Cool, hot. Let's see, it was 88 today back in 1946. In 1990, I was about to get married. Whew, it was 31. I just didn't know how cold it was going to be, did I? And I'd be wrong for the rest of my life. It was 31. What a chilly day that was. As we look across the day, sunshine and 69 to 70, depending upon where your boots are standing. As we go toward Columbus, a little bit cooler up there. As we get into the Greenwood and down to the Delta, we'll go from 63 to about 70 there at the Port of Natchez. Be a lot of fun there in Natchez. It's beautiful. Visit it sometime. As we look here, what's going to be happening over the next 7 days, we see that this warmer front in West Texas and northern Texas, it's slowly making our way from Dallas toward the Meridian area across Louisiana. It'll be nice before long. Here's our 7-day forecast. Again, this is varying depending upon where you are standing this morning, 68 to 70. Our low tonight, I thought it was over. 37 tonight is what is expected.
Don't tell
I ain't giving up my electric blanket just yet. Don't put your car hard up. You'll need it in the morning. 71 is what we'll get tomorrow, and then the change starts to come. By Thursday, we start seeing temperatures of about 78. And as we get ready, is it Big Betty? That's what we got.
Bouncing Betty.
Bouncing Betty, Big Betty. Hey, it's all the same as we get ready for the big show Friday night in Meridian. Come on down and see it. It's 80s night, full moon. Now look at this, 72, 45 that night. Bring a light jacket. Bring a lawn chair. It's absolutely free, and you'll have the time of your life. It is fun. The whole gang will be there. Fun Fridays. As we move into Saturday, as we'll have two big events happening on Saturday, as we'll hit 69 to 70. Newton, the Loose Caboose, and then we'll come back for Sip and Savor that night in Meridian. It's going to be perfect. People that you hadn't seen in years will be in town. By Sunday, look at this. Perfect to get up and go to church, 77. If you've done something bad the night before, you better be there to make sure that you get a little counseling, so to speak. As we get back to work on Monday, we're back into the 80s at 85. Let's go another week into this, all the way through the 22nd. So it seems as though these weeks turn into months going by so quick. Look at this, 83, 80 as we move through mid-month there. And again, by the 22nd, we're at 82. Anybody want to go fishing today? Let's see what we've got. Best times to go today. We got 9 o'clock this morning. 9 until 11 seems to be the best time. A minor time this afternoon if you just got to go after work, about 3 o'clock. Get some bait, head out. Sunrise happened at 6:33 this morning. Our sunset today goes all the way to 7:20. Now, let's not forget about this. It's going to be kind of bad backlashing, and don't burn because we got some gusts coming today. Steady winds at 5 to 10 today with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. And again, believe me, when the wind grabs a fire, it jumps quick, and you can grab that pine straw bush, but sometimes you can't get it out. So be careful. Don't burn unless you absolutely have to. We'll have some calm days ahead of us. We're coming up on, what time is it now? We're at 6:52. Big thank you to WMOX Radio for joining us this morning on the broadcast. So much to talk about that went on yesterday. We had a pretty serious accident on Highway 19. We're going to tell you all about what went on there. Several instances where we were behind the police and what was going on. We got so caught up, and let me tease this, is we got so caught up in all the bad weather Saturday night, at least I did. I didn't get to tell you everything that went on behind the scenes. Shots were fired in Meridian over the weekend down 14th Street. And I'm not talking like 1 round or 2 rounds. It was a lot. I got a lot of details to tell you on that. That's coming up this morning, 7. Don't miss out on that. Be a part of it. Be informed of what's happening in your community. And we'll give that to you beginning at 7 at the Scotty Ray Report. Odie's over there near the coffee machine wearing green today.
Money day.
Money day?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
We'll be right back. Join us, won't you? It all begins at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.